Hello guys, Alex here, and today I'm going to be doing some kind of review of the books that I have read recently. And I think it is new thing for me to do this because I've never done it before on my channel, and I want to improve my speaking skills, my ability to express myself, and I think I should do it because it will help me to improve my English. But uh, as you know, I'm a guy from Russia. I never been abroad, and if you are a native speaker, you should give me some credit how to say it, because you will hear some mistakes of my review. But I think uh, mostly people who will be listening to me, they are Russians, okay, whose level is high enough to understand me what I'm talking about. Okay, today I'm going to talk about author. His name, fantasy author who writes fantasy. His name is Brendon Sanders, and I want to talk about two books. Author Brendon Sanders said that it will be series of books, and it will consist about 10 books, and he have written till that moment two of those books, and more, and another 8 will come very soon. In 2016, it will be he will release third part of the series, and I hope I hope it will be much sooner. I, I I want to read it because it's very strange because the books, each book consists about 1,000 pages, 1,000 pages, and second one consists 1,080 pages, and it's enormous. It's a huge book, and I don't like to read huge books. I prefer to read books about 300 pages length because I think it's enough to describe what's going on, what will happen. And when I see a huge book about 500 pages or 600 pages or 700 pages, it's frustration, very big frustration for me, because I think, oh, why I should read so big book? And I always want to say that it's boring, because you can read about a bunch of stuff that you are not interested in. And I heard about those two books a lot, and I decided to give it a try. And when I started to read the first one, the first book, The Way of Kings. At the beginning, I was thinking it is boring because there were a lot of description of the world, of system, a little of system of magic, and there were a lot of there was there were there were a lot of thoughts about some kind of philosophy about gods, about some this stuff. I don't like it, but there were not so many actions at the beginning of the first book, and I thought, and I started to think that I should give up and stop to read it, but I continued, and after first 400 pages, I started to understand that I was hooked. I was interested. What what will happen next? I started to think, oh, it's interesting, and uh, and I started to wait. I started to uh, inside of me rised some thing that was questioning what going on, what will happen, and I had a lot of questions. What will we have at the end of the book? And it was very interesting book. And when I start to realize that it's not a simple book with action, it's a book about the whole world, and author describes a lot of things that going on in this world and they're happening, and system of magic was very interesting, and for me it was like a great book when I read, and I swallow up the whole book, 1,000 books, 1,000 pages very quickly. But first part of the first book was very difficult to read. It was a little boring. But second one, Words of Radiance, it's amazing book. It consists a lot of, it has a lot of actions, a lot of flashbacks to the past of the main characters, and the whole books mainly they talks about girl and boy. They're not girl and boy. They are maybe 20 years old both, and it mostly talks about in first book author says author tells story about Caladan. Caladan, he is main character of first book, and the main character of second book, I think, is Shalan. It's a girl. He's maybe 17, maybe I don't remember what age is she, and she is, and I don't remember. But for me, it was incredible book and fast paced, and you know I have some records in front of me on this list. And I thought that I will be reading them because it will help me to get my thoughts, pull my thoughts together and describe what I think about this book. And you know, those main characters, they have depth and they have a lot of history, their own history. They are young, but their childhood was interesting, and when author tried to say to you what how they act in the past. At the beginning I thought, why author tried to tell me past of the main character, and it was at the beginning it wasn't interesting for me, but in second book it was like and natural part of the book, and I like it, and it helped me to understand more the main characters, why they acting like this, why they are doing that, what their ideals are, what they think about God, what they think about life, and it was very interesting. And some of them, they started to get some superpowers, and you know, it's like it's a magic world, and if you some God can give you, or some superpower creature can give you some powers to make world better. And there is you know, in those books you don't see some evil and good, black and white. You see some gray color, because author don't say those guys are bad, those guys not good. Every character had their own reason, their way of thinking, and it's interesting. And the world itself is an amazing thing, because there are a lot of high storms, there are very powerful storms, and all population of the land should hide inside of stone houses, houses made of stone, because um, some very poor made houses can be broken very easily and people can die, and all living stuff, all plants, animals, they should hide and survive during those high storms. And you know, I like it some creatures from other universe, maybe parallel world, that can go to human world and interact with people, and give them some abilities to be greater, to be more powerful, to fly like a Superman. You know, I strongly recommend it to read. If you like fantasy, you must read these two books. I think author is amazing, and world is believable, and he describes very believable world, and I like it. And guys, I hope it's enough, because I was talking about 11 minutes, and I think it's enough for my first try. And I think in the future my videos will be shorter about the reviewing of books will be shorter, but I will make those videos. Like, do you like it or not? It's no matter for me. I'm sorry, but I want to improve my speaking skills, and I see this kind of review is a way to improve my speaking skills. Thank you for watching, and if you like it, please thumbs up, and if you don't like, thumbs down, and write something in section of comments below, and maybe we can talk about some books that you like to read. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Learn English language, expand your abilities, and try to be some kind of superhero. But of course you won't be able to fly, but you will be able to read and understand another language, and to know different language. It's a great ability. Thank you.